Welcome, Dr. Jia. We are beyond grateful to have you here with us today. I'm sure that our audience are keen on listening to your answers to their questions.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
So let's begin with the interview. The first question that we have for today is, when should we start visiting a gynecologist regularly?
That's a very good question. Usually, when you are a child, you used to visit the doctors for your vaccination. So you have your vaccination till 10 years. So after that, there is a small gap until you have a gynecological problem. Or if you are coming to a obstetrician with a pregnancy. So ideally, the American Congress recommended your first visit to the gynecologist should be scheduled between the ages of 13 to 15. So in this time, during that visit, we have so many things to be discussed. Like the doctor can discuss with the child or a teenager about the healthy lifestyles, then the general physical health, how to maintain the body mass index or like the weight. Then they can talk about various aspects of like 13. The average age of onset of menstruation is 12 and a half years. So there will be so many things to discuss about the menstrual issues. Also, they can discuss about like sexual abuse, substance abuse, and also in the present world, because of the increased influence of social media, they can discuss more about the prevention of pregnancy, the sexually transmitted diseases, the contraceptive measures. All these things can be discussed during this visit.
The next question we have is how to prevent folliculitis.
Basically, folliculitis is a common skin infection that develops in the hair follicle. So folliculitis can appear anywhere in the skin except our palms and soles. Okay, and usually this folliculitis is caused by damage to the hair follicles, and there are so many reasons for that. One of the reasons is like excessive rubbing of the skin frequently. That can be due to obesity, so that the skin will rub each other. So this can lead to damage to the hair follicle. Sometimes wearing tight clothing or rubbing each other because of like thighs can get rubbed each other, that can lead to folliculitis. Also, activities like shaving and plucking the hair can also lead to. The most common reason is shaving. So this is the main reason for folliculitis.
So moving on to the next question, we have how effective are vaccines like Gardasil 9 to prevent cervical cancer?
Basically, the cervical cancer is the cancer in the lower part of the uterus, which is also called as womb. The human papilloma virus is the responsible virus, which causes almost like 70% of the cervical cancer. We have so many screening methods for the early detection of cervical cancer called Pap smear, which usually starts at the age of 21 years or within 3 years of onset of sexual activity. Almost 70% of this cervical cancer is caused by human papilloma virus 16 and 18. We have different vaccines available in India and also abroad. We have Gardasil. It's a quadrivalent vaccine. Means it is effective against 4 types of human papilloma virus: 16, 18, 6, and 11. Then bivalent vaccine is also available, which is effective against human papilloma virus 16 and 18. But now in US, a new vaccine, Gardasil 9, or it is effective against 9 type of human papilloma virus. But there are other viruses which is not covered by the vaccine, which is also responsible for cervical cancer. But by taking this vaccine, we can almost prevent 70% of the cervical cancer in women.
So when would be the age that the cervical cancer is the most common?
Cervical cancer, usually there are so many risk factors for cervical cancer, especially when you start the sexual activity at a very young age, especially in Western world. They start the sexual activity at a very young age. So the anatomical peculiarity of the cervix will make them prone more to have this cervical cancer. Also, sexual activity with multiple partners and poor hygiene and low socioeconomic status, and this frequent sexual activity can lead to STD, which is called sexually transmitted diseases. So this will increase the risk for catching the cervical cancer. So this vaccine is ideally recommended between the age of 10 to 13 years, 11 to 12 years you can take. Some of the countries like UK, US and UAE and all, this vaccine is already in the vaccination schedule. But in India, it's an optional vaccine. So usually the quadrivalent vaccine, which is acting against 4 types of virus, is available in India, and in UAE, everywhere it's available.
Okay.
So up to 26 years or before you start a sexual activity, you can take this vaccine. This prevents almost 70% of cervical cancer. And this is annually recommended vaccine. In India, it's an optional vaccine. So you have to like go and see a gynecologist. She will help you in taking this.
Okay. So from the ages of 11 to 26, we
11
can
to 12,
avail.
yeah.
So the next question we have is, what are the best methods to take care of the female reproductive part?
That's a very good question, because young girls are more prone for, because now, especially when you have this online classes, long time you have to sit in front of the computer. So all these things can lead to more infections and irritation in the vulva. Vulva is known as the area of the female external genitalia, which is seen outside. So maybe I will use this word more frequently. So it's the external area of the female genital tract. It's called vulva. So the main goal is to keep this area dry and clean and free from all the irritations. Okay. So whenever we should educate all the children, like an young girl, always clean the area from front to back. Another thing, whenever you go to a washroom or you touch the private parts, wash your hands before and after you use the washroom. Also, you can use a light warm water to wash the area, and dry the area with a tissue or a clean towel. Okay. When there is wetness in the panties, this can lead to irritation, fungal infection, redness and itching and all these problems. Also, always use 100% cotton undergarments, which is especially light colored. Better to avoid dark colors undergarments. Whenever young girls should have a habit of drinking plenty of water, at least 2 to 3 liters of water, which will prevent urinary infection. Holding the urine for a long time is also a reason for having recurrent urinary infection and all this. So you should drink enough water so you feel like passing urine, you will go and pee, and so that this will prevent urinary infection. And always, whenever you clean your undergarments, you should use a mild detergent, fragrance-free. And now there is plenty of vaginal wash and all these things are available in the market. So many ads are there. So people have a tendency that when you clean in that way only, it will be perfect. There is nothing like that. You can use some lukewarm water to clean the area. But you should sit properly, and like you have to use your hands to touch and clean all the discharges or whatever. All the things you should touch with your hands and clean properly.
Those are some really useful tips that I'm sure that all our audience can use. Now we have the next question is again related to the again taking care of our vaginal area. So the darkening of the pubic area or the inner thighs. So how do you prevent that, or like why does that happen?
The inner part of the thighs will not have the same tone or color comparing with our face. There are so many reasons for darkening. Like the main reason is a change in hormonal variation. Like during pregnancy, there can be an increase in darkening of the inner part of the thighs or the vulva, or people with polycystic ovary. They have especially too much darkening in that area. It's called acanthosis nigricans. This is because of excessive hormonal variation in their body. They have more androgen, male hormones in their body, and the amount of insulin in their body is high. So they are more prone for this darkening of the inner thighs and in the vulva. Okay, then let's go to the next question, which is what are some side effects of birth control pills? So the birth control pills are normally used for the prevention of pregnancy. There are different types of birth control pills. If you're not using it consistently, like you have to, there is a user manual you have to use in a particular time, in a particular days. There is a clear instruction when you have to start, on which day of the period you have to start the birth control pill. There's a clear instruction. But if you're not following this, or you're not consistent with the tablet, you are skipping one tablet, you're not taking it for 2 days, you're not taking it on the right time, you didn't start the pill on the like usually we start around third day of the period. Some people start on the 5th day of the last menstrual period. So if there is any problem in these things, it can lead to an unwanted pregnancy. This is the most common side effect. Okay, if you're not consistent with the medication. Then other side effects are, some people can have weight gain, and if you already have a migraine, there is a chance that your headache can get worsened. And some people have will get pain in both the breast and headache. They feel nauseated, and there are few other rare complications for birth control pill, like the people with a history of some blood clotting issues. They can get clots in the body, or they can have some liver issues or gallbladder problems. These are like very rare things, but very rarely we have seen, even young girls we have seen who were on birth control pill, who have a familial or genetic tendency for the formation of blood clots. They had complication of this clots because of this birth control pill. The most common side effect, if you don't take it properly, you can have pregnancy. Next, like little weight gain, breast pain, and all this.
Does the birth control pill lead to any emotional changes or mood swings?
Rarely, some people are experiencing that. They feel like they are bloated. Also, there is something called premenstrual syndrome. This is something which, especially the mood swings, or like you feel little bit depressed, especially before the onset of the period, especially in the second half of the period. So there the oral contraceptive pill is used as one of the treatment for this mood swings and premenstrual syndrome. This OCP is used as one of the treatment because this oral contraceptive pill will suppress the ovulation. So the normal hormonal imbalance which happens in the second half of the pregnancy is not happening.
Yes.
So some people can have some upset, but usually this is used as one of the treatment for premenstrual syndrome.
Okay. Okay, so now the next question is, how can we reduce very painful period pains?
Dysmenorrhea or painful period is one of the most common reason for losing classes, or like not going for school in the age of puberty. But what I noticed is, like when I was also young and during this time, when I was 16, 17, people used to tell us like you should never take any medicine for the pain, because
Yes.
you will not have babies in future, or this you are supposed to bear all this pain. But even sometimes the pain is so unbearable that you feel like you will collapse or you will fall down. But you can take the painkillers. It's 100% safe. Like take one paracetamol. If it's not working, go to the next level of medicine.
I think that it's a myth that people have,
yes.
that medicines
Yes.
are unsafe for
Unsafe, and it can lead to, yes. Then, but few things you have to keep in mind, that you are feeling pain, which is sometimes is lower. The pain in the lower tummy will radiate to the back or into the legs, and you feel your legs are heavy. But if you have any vomiting, or if you're not passing stools, or you have fever, sometimes it can be an appendicitis also. So we will take the medicine and we'll sit at home, and we can miss some important other
Yes.
things. So always, if you feel like the pain is very strong and it's different than the usual menstrual pain, so you have to seek the help of a doctor. So we don't want to miss any ruptured appendix, or if sometimes an ovarian cyst can twist and cause a similar pain. So if you feel something different, you always seek the help of the doctor.
And another common question related to periods is, if we miss our periods, how long should we wait before we go to a gynecologist?
That's a very good question. Normally, menstrual cycle is different for each person, and average duration, like not every person will get a 28-day period. For some people, it will be 21 days, and for some other, it can go up to 35 days. So ideally, we should keep a menstrual calendar. These days, apps are available where you can keep like you can add and save everything. So it's very
Yes.
easy for you.
So another, again, a menstruation related question is nowadays we have a lot of different products that we can use. Like pads are not the only thing that we can use. Like there are tampons and there are menstrual cups. Looking at sustainability, menstrual cups are preferred nowadays. So what is the best product to use?
Now there is more ads, and if you open the YouTube, you can see different videos how to use the menstrual cup, what are the different brands, and what are the advantages of using a menstrual cup. There are so
Yes.
many things are going on.
Yeah.
So actually, this menstrual cup is made up of something called medical grade silicone. So it is actually more economical and eco-friendly than the pads and tampons. Now in India, especially, we have too much concerns regarding this waste disposal. So this pads are becoming a more like hazard for the waste management. It's very difficult because it will not get degrade over a period of time.
That was all the questions for today, and I'm sure that all our audience who asked the questions through the Google form have gotten their answers, and Dr. Jia has explained it really well. So thank you, Doctor, for being with us today and for joining us and giving us this wonderful, informative and educational session. I'm sure that everyone has gotten some beneficial advice from this session.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you, Doctor.